Hello and welcome back to this fucking podcast. This is episode 132. That's right, we're about doing the movies and us. I am your host, Marcus.
You're gonna have to bleep that and that
I'm bleeping all the in this fucking review.
I'm TJ.
And this is a movie review This is a genre movie. What is this?
This is the review show that reviews genre movies from the beginning.
Sometimes. And today we're reviewing the 2017
Why
release.
are you refusing to review this movie?
Because it's not a good movie, man. We're reviewing the 2017 release of Logan. That's why I'm saying a lot of because this is a rated R movie, guys. Deadpool did good, so we're doing this hard. This 2017 movie had a runtime of 137 minutes. That's 2 hours and 17 minutes.
Are you like having a brain meltdown because you can't seem to get the words right?
Because I'm adding to this a lot. And I forget how the script goes, and it's my first time doing this. And
you better apologize to your future self for all the bleeping you're gonna have.
Oh yeah. I said it to myself off screen. Yeah, sorry, future Marcus, for all the bleeps you got to add to this. I'm just doing it for the intro. This movie was directed by James Mangold, screenplay by Scott Frank, James Mangold, and Michael Green. Story by James Mangold. Produced by Hutch Parker, Simon Kingberg, and Lauren Scholler Donner. It's crazy how big of a hand she's had in these series, right? Because we've seen her multiple times.
I mean, Superman was the start of all of it, so it makes sense.
Yeah, it just blows my mind. That's awesome. Starring, I guess, a slew of names, I guess, right? Names. Yeah.
There's not a large cast to this film.
There isn't, but it kind of felt like it was, but it was not. We got Hugh Jackman as Logan /X-24. We have Patrick Stewart as Professor X. We have Richard E. Grant as bad guy, Dr. Xander Rice. Mm-hmm. Boyd Holbrook as Pierce. Stephen Merchant as Caliban. Daphne Keane as Laura /X-23. Oh, that's X-23.
Yeah.
So, what's that shitty one? X-Men.
You gotta be more specific.
It's one of the three trilogy when he fights the female him.
He does that in
the
a
second
couple.
One?
He does it in a couple.
Oh, well, the first three X-Men movies, the X-Men, X-Men 2, and X-Men 3.
It might have been the second one, I think.
Because she does that on the island. That's where she died. Yeah, it's the second one.
Well, that was in X-23.
No, I thought it was.
No.
Who was that? You know what? Don't answer that. If people care, just go back and listen to that podcast. I'm pretty sure we talk about it.
Yeah, but I think it's the second movie, but I could be wrong.
I'm fairly certain it's the Asian lady, right? Who
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I remember the scene. I don't remember where it is.
It's not the first one. I don't think it's not the third one. It's got to be the second one. Because the third one was the hot mess, and that wasn't part of the hot mess.
Okay, yeah, I found it. She is Deathstrike.
Was that the second one?
Second one.
Okay, going back to the cast here. We have Eric LaSala, Elise Neal, Elizabeth Rodriguez. They are the Munson family.
Oh, yeah. Are you sure?
Will and Kathy Munson and Gabriella, because there's a boy in that situation. Okay. We have Doris Morgado, David Calloway.
Han Solo.
That's what I thought. Han Soto, Jason Gineo.
Yeah, good. Sounds good.
Oh, Jesus. Christoph
Sosinski.
And Allison Fernandez as Maria Rhodes.
They're the kids.
The kids. Oh, those are the kids?
Yes.
Oh, my God. That's crazy. Wow. In the commentary X-Men Apocalypse, Director Bryan Singer has stated, X-Men Apocalypse, director stated that. You'll probably read it later. Anything else I got read in this?
Apparently Mr. Sinister was supposed to be in the movie, but he wasn't.
Huh. He looks outlandish. I'm hovering over his character. It looks like a Kiss person who was in Kiss.
Oh, you don't know who Mr. Sinister is?
No, he looks really outlandish.
He's one of the big X-Men antagonists.
Does he look like that always, or?
Yes.
Wow, I'm glad he was not in this movie. Like, holy shit, that's distracting. Can you imagine that walking around this movie? Well,
they would have changed
the vibes. I would hope so.
They would have changed it.
Because what is that? Any other cast I got to talk about?
Oh, you want to go behind the scenes?
Or do you want to do box office? Your call. Is there a lot behind the scenes, or
no? Not really.
Your call. You can do it whatever you want. I don't care.
I mean, you already shot it over to me, so why not?
It's TJ's turn, ladies and gentlemen.
So this movie. Well, the first interesting thing about this movie, I want to say, is that the comic books in this are not original comics. I mean, they're not from the X-Men comics.
That's cool. I'm glad about that.
They were all created specifically for this movie, and they actually had comic book people do those comics.
That's really cool, and it makes them more rare. Can we combine them?
I don't know, but the film included some X-Men comic books, like I said, used to both advance the plot and so blah 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 blah. Director clarified that the Marvel comics allowed this on the condition and that they didn't use actual characters and designs. I mean, they could use actual characters inside, but not use a real comic book issue. As a result, the comic book covers and pages seen in the film were specifically by writer Joe Quesada and artist Dan Pinasoni. Joe Quesada is actually a famous, big-time writer in comics, and Pizzini is an artist, comic book artist. So
that's really cool.
Yeah, I thought it was neat. So this movie is clearly inspired by westerns. There's a whole western scene in it, essentially.
The movie Shane, I think it's referencing.
Yes, but there's a bunch of inspirations for it. There's a list of them. Where is it? Shit, I can't find it.
Influences.
Yeah,
Shane, The Cowboys, Paper Moon, The Gauntlet, Unforgiven, Boo, Little Miss Sunshine, yeah.
Yep.
The Wrestler.
Yep.
And
The Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah.
Which I see it, but again, but the better parts of that movie, not the. Yeah, because
I get what they get from that, just the grim darkness, not the grim dark, but the realness of it. I guess
the tone.
Yeah, would you call that the better part of the Dark Knight trilogy, though?
The basic tone of it, not what they did with it. You know what I mean? Like the feel of the movie, because it felt like Batman, over the top Batman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That over the top tone that they use in Dark Knight is Wolverine. You know what I mean? It doesn't really fit for Batman, but it works for Wolverine because. Yeah. Batman's portrayed as dark but he doesn't kill anything.
Exactly. He's not an R-rated character. He's a hard PG-13.
He's definitely. He is specifically designed to be mass appeal. You know what I mean?
Yes. Wolverine murders.
Exactly.
He's got claws. That's his weapon. It's like, he does what he does really well.
Other thing, like... There's a lot on this and the behind the scenes, but it's like nothing really like newsworthy is what I'm saying. Okay. Like when they filmed in 3 different places. One of them was New Mexico.
Okay.
So when they went to New Mexico, they actually used a different name for the film, Juarez, so people wouldn't figure it out what was being filmed there, and it didn't work. Of course, people figured it out.
Yeah, people see these 2 actors like, oh, X-Men.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, there's not much there. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was... Where is it? Because a lot of this behind the scenes stuff is like influences and all that other stuff. Not like there's no really thing. They released a noir version of this movie for some reason.
What do you mean? Like black and white, I guess? Or?
Yes, I actually... Because I have the DVD, it came with the regular Blu-ray and the noir version.
Okay.
So, but I watched the regular one. And we'll get the box office in a bit. Almost everybody universally liked this movie. There's a few that didn't, but
really,
it's almost universally like, there's a few that says, for all the breathless talk of how Logan transcends the superhero genre, there's nothing groundbreaking about a road trip movie in which adults try to elude the bad guys to protect a super special child.
Not wrong.
Which is a fair critique. However, this isn't a movie about the story. The story is just there to showcase the characters.
What's this a movie about for you?
This movie is about Logan and coming to terms with the end of his life, essentially, and what he's doing with it, how he's going through it. And, and same with Professor X. They're both at the end of their lives, and they're trying to deal with it the best they can. They both fuck up. They both can't really... And it's just about their relationships and how they deal with this new thing that they thought was gone for a long time. And I think it's the characters of them there. Because, in essence, if you look at the script, just the action scenes of this movie is nothing.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I mean, I was thinking about this. This movie only works because it's Logan. Because there's we've had this history of these characters in all these movies.
110%. This movie works because we've had 10 movies with him and Professor X.
This movie doesn't. I don't think this movie works if it's not Logan and Professor Xavier.
100%.
And I think this movie, because like I said, the script is simple. It's nothing, and I think it's helped because of the grandeur of the actors and their acting. I'm not trying to say. And it's not just their acting. I think it's the legacy behind the characters that really makes this movie. And the quality of this movie actually makes me mad because this could have been even more great if we had all the X-Men movies leading up to it being on a similar quality.
110%. I was angry watching this too because, like, I liked Bryan Singer, his movies and his takes on it. Fine, whatever. But, like, seeing this is like, if we would have had this guy do all of these or have better directors do all the rest, these would be phenomenal movies.
Right. And now, like I said, maybe it's because we've had a legacy of hit and misses here.
Yes.
That really help with this movie.
Yes.
But I think this movie could only exist as it is because of its legacy.
110%. Everything you're saying, I was that 100.
But with that being said, it's a good movie.
I disagree. No, I'm kidding. It's phenomenal. I love this movie. Came out great. And I think the new director made it great. Because I think if they would have kept Bryan Singer, as much as I hate and like those old other X-Men movies, he was too much of a kid playing in the sandbox of all his toys. Yes. Wouldn't it be cool if such and such came into this movie and all his other characters came in? It's like, yeah. But like this one's like, no, let's focus on these two and just go for the ride. I was like,
right. And apparently Hugh Jackman helped out a lot with the script and stuff.
It came out great.
Yes.
Anything else behind the scenes?
Anyway, this movie did win a couple of awards.
Okay.
It won the Art Directors Guild Awards for excellent in production design for a contemporary film.
I mean, no, but okay.
I mean, I guess that would depend on what it was up against.
I'm looking at the other stuff on this list, and I guess it makes sense.
It won 2 Empire Awards for Best Actor, Hugh Jackman, and Best Female Newcomer, Daphne Keane.
Daphne. I can agree with that.
Daphne. Yeah, actually, she was pretty good in this movie.
Hugh Jackman. The acting was great in this movie.
Yeah, the acting really, like, again, this is for a movie about characters that I think it is. It wouldn't have worked if the acting sucked.
Yes, and Hugh Jackman had a few scenes in the movie where like, give this goddamn man an Oscar. Like, this movie deserves some accolades. Goddamn it!
It won a Golden Trailer Award for Best Music.
Oh, trailer! I think the trailer was the ending song, or another. I don't think it was a Johnny Cash song in the trailer, if I recall.
I got something to say about that when we get to that.
Oh, what? You don't like it?
We'll get to it when we get to it. It won 2 IGN awards. IGN's a video game company. Whatever. For Best Action Movie.
It's a video game and entertainment media website, operated.
Okay. It won a Best Action Movie and Best Support and Performer in a Movie. Patrick Stewart. He should have won some more awards.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It won
for 2 guys who hate awards. We're trying to give this movie more awards.
Yeah. It won an MTV Movie and TV Award for Best Duo. Hugh Jackman and Daphne Keane.
No, I'll replace Daphne with Patrick.
I think you can interchange all 3 of those characters.
Yeah.
And you might as well just turn that award to Best Trio because...
Yes.
It also won the National Board of Review's Top 10 Films Award.
Okay.
It won a Saturn Award for Best Supporting Actor, Patrick Stewart.
Goddamn right.
And that's it.
Not bad. I'm not angry at this.
No. There was supposed to be a spinoff.
Okay.
With Laura by James Mangold, but then Disney bought Fox, and they're like, and they're like, I don't know what we're doing with these characters, so.
I mean, that'd been cool, but like, I'm glad they had a responsibility to do that instead of trying to make something shitty come out, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know.
I
don't know what kind of story they would have had, though.
Exactly. If I just wanted more of this, that's my problem.
Right, and like a story just about Laura would be fine. It's just I don't know if they could recapture.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
because I don't think she learned a lot from him in this movie, or like picked up things to like give it a good sequel, if that makes sense. I don't know. It'd be too much of a different movie.
Right. Oh, and obviously, everyone knows this. This was supposed to be Hugh Jackman's last film as
It is.
It's not.
Is that it for behind the scene awards? Yeah.
Yes, go to the box office.
The budget for this movie was estimated about $97 to $107 million. The budget, or the box office made, that's it, wow, $619 million, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a lot of money for an R-rated movie.
It is. For a low-budget R-rated, quote-unquote low-budget R-rated movie, for sure. But it's just an established film, so like that's why I'm surprised.
Speaking of which, It wasn't established before it was released, though.
Well, established characters.
Yeah, but they're established characters from a hit-and-miss shitty universe.
PG-13 universe, yeah.
So, but at the time when this movie came out, this was the highest-grossing R-rated movie that ever came out, and it's now third.
It beat Deadpool?
It beat the original Deadpool, yes.
Wow. And let me guess, there's two more are we going to say them?
Yeah, good, you can say them.
Oh, wow. Two more that beat this. I guess Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 2, yeah.
Wow. I have no idea. No, not it. I have no idea.
You don't know?
No. Couldn't think of another one.
Why not?
It's not a comic book movie, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. It is the third highest superhero movie.
R-rated.
Yes.
So Deadpool 2, Logan, Guardian series? No. Are there any other R-rated? Is it the
There's one you're missing.
Is it that dumb 4-hour cut we got to watch?
Nope. There's one that you're missing.
Wow.
Obvious one. Very obvious one.
R-rated. Nothing in the MCU, right?
No, I was right. According to the wiki, it grossed $600 million worldwide and became the third highest grossing R-rated film at the time of its release. I'm sorry, yeah.
I have no idea. I genuinely have no idea.
Joker.
Wow. Joker beat this?
Joker is like number one.
Wow.
He's number one of all time, and I think Oppenheimer was like 2.
Wow. Joker beat this. Huh. Okay.
I never saw that movie, but by your reaction, doesn't deserve it.
I liked it a lot when I saw it. Look, I got teary-eyed in it. I'll be a man. I'll be honest about it. But like,
I got teary-eyed in this movie.
Yeah, after seeing this one again, I don't think Joker deserved it. Like, this is a good movie, guys.
This is a movie that, surprisingly, you would think it would have less impact on a second watch.
Yeah, this is your second time watching it too?
Yeah.
Same. Okay, because I watched it when it came out.
Right, and then like I remember it being good,
but not this good.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember being okay with it, but wow, this is better the second time around, right?
It's better the second time around. I remember coming out of it feeling like, yeah, but I guess over time those senses got dulled.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. But you would think like there's been more movies out, so like okay, I've seen more rated R movies. This is.
Yeah, no, this was good.
Yeah, it's so good. Anyway. I'm so conflicted on what to give this as a rating because it's gonna be high.
I'm not. I know what I'm giving it.
Ooh, interesting.
We're still in the box office though. We didn't do.
Oh shit! God damn it! I'm excited to review this thing. Okay, so we're gonna do 20 through 15 for this box office. That's how low this movie got. Sadly, it's really sad. So I guess at number 20, worldwide with $500 million. There's 4 movies that are made in $1 billion this year, by the way. At number 20 with $500 million, we have War for the Planet of the Apes.
Ugh, wonder what that movie's about.
After the apes suffer unimaginable losses, Caesar wrestles with his darker instincts and begins his own mythic quest to avenge his kind.
I would have never guessed that.
That sounds way more epic than it is. It's a good movie. It's good. Again, every time I say it, that's a good series, but it's not that overhyped movie.
I've only ever seen the originals. I never saw it.
And those are great movies too. They're so good. Number 19 with $526 million, we have Christopher Nolan's Dunkirk.
Like it. Here's my thing. When I hear Christopher Nolan, I automatically go, that movie's garbage. But it's not a superhero film, so I'm like, and it's a war film, so it's like...
Oh, how'd you know it's war?
I remember the trailers.
Oh, okay.
And Dunkirk is World War II. I think it's one of the famous German battles, I believe.
Yeah, it says, Allied soldiers from Belgium, the British Commonwealth and Empire, and France are surrounded by the German army and evacuated during a fierce battle in World War II.
Yeah, I know my history.
Yeah, you do. It's a good movie. It's Christopher Nolan. So visually, it's good. There's some time elements in it because he has to do that bullshit.
And to be fair, it's really hard to make a bad war movie.
Yeah. This isn't your typical war movie, I'll say that.
Yeah, I know, but still, it's still hard to make a bad war movie. So you got an easy premise to work with.
And let's say this, it's hard to make a bad World War II movie at that.
Yeah, okay, that's more fair. It's hard to make a bad World War II movie. Because even, what are we, 100 years into the future now, and everyone's still nostalgic for that war. It's like... And I get why, especially in America, because back then we are the good guys. You know what I mean? Nowadays we're the bad guys, but you know.
So at number 18, is it 18? The Boss Baby with $530 million.
I don't even know why that's a thing.
Know what it's about? Have you seen it?
It's about a boss baby.
God dang right. This animated feature is about a suit-wearing, briefcase-carrying baby pairs up with a 7-year-old brother to stop a dastardly plot of the CEO of a puppy company.
Maybe it would have been better if the boss baby was the villain.
It was so good. I think they made at least 1 or 2 sequels, and I think there's a show, or was a show. I don't recall. Yeah, Alec Baldwin, voice of the boss baby. At number 17, we have a movie that made $568 million, Kong, Skull Island.
Never heard of it.
Sarcasm?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen it?
Is that the Jack Black one?
No, that one's just called King Kong. That's from 2004.
Okay. I don't know which one this is then. This is the one that came after the new Godzilla one.
Yep.
So this set up Kong versus Godzilla. Yep. Okay, gotcha.
And it's a mixed bag. It's good and bad. This one's after the Vietnam War, a team of scientists explores an uncharted island in the Pacific, venturing into a domain of the mighty Kong and must fight to escape a primal Eden.
That's wrong. King Kong happened in the 30s. There's no way. Vietnam's in the 70s.
But they had to make it relevant for the King Kong versus Godzilla movie, TJ. They had to make it bigger. They had to make it more colorful. And they had to make it more stupid, TJ.
They didn't have to set it in the wrong time period.
Yes, they did, because Godzilla fights into the 2000 movie, so he has to be somehow aged up shit.
He's a giant monkey. He can live forever.
Or he can have offspring.
Yeah, there you go.
Have you not seen the series, TJ? It's really, really not good.
I seen the first King Kong. That's it. I never watched any other ones.
I saw the first Godzilla. I saw this Kong movie, and I saw the second Godzilla. I was like, no, I should like this, but this is not for me. That's me. It's just dumb movies. Oh God, I still make these movies. At number 16, $605 million. Transformers: The Last Night.
The what? The Last Night? Like
KNIGHT.
No, I never even heard of that one.
I remember the trailer. So, a deadly threat from Earth's history reappears and a hunt for the lost artifact takes place between Autobots and Decepticons, while Optimus Prime encounters his creator in space. Guys, sounds
man,
awful.
What a fall!
Yeah, it has King Arthur in it.
The last one I remember was the Bumblebee movie.
And it's funny because they made another one recently, I think.
Did they? Why did they keep making these movies?
Money. Even though originally they were making billions of dollars, that one made 600. Like that is a fall.
It's like that's what I mean. They're not even breaking the top 10.
Yeah, it's like why bother? Who's asking for these? And at number 15, we have Logan with $622 million.
Oh, that garbage movie.
Yeah, no, it's sad. The next movie on top of it's like, how did that beat out this?
Yeah, well, is there any superhero movies 14 to 10?
That's what I'm saying. The next movie that's going to beat out Logan, it's like that beat out Logan, huh?
Oh, it's a superhero movie?
Yes,
okay.
It's the one we're dreading.
Ugh.
Yeah, that beat out Logan.
Yeah, well.
No.
That beat Logan on name recognition alone.
No, it should have been done worse because of that.
Well, you have to understand, people didn't know it was going to be bad until they went and see it.
We knew it was bad after the, what was before that? Oh, shit. BVS, right?
Yeah, but didn't they had to change directors or something in the middle of it or something?
No. That's
the whole point. That's why the other cut happened because he had to leave and we had a new one, and then people are like, oh, maybe since...
Oh, yeah, Joss Whedon, that's right.
Yeah, I was about to say, wait, because this monster is in charge now.
I forgot about that. And, we're all so excited to see this because we've never seen this team up in live action before.
Yeah.
And we still haven't seen it before because it's not fucking good. Anyways, that's the
So, like I said, it got higher because of its name recognition.
God, that was...
I'm actually surprised it didn't get higher.
I'm glad it didn't get higher. Let's just say that. Trailers, I guess. We've been behind the scenes in box office. You have any trailers, TJ?
So I own the Blu-ray.
So probably no trailers, huh?
Logan, and yeah, I got a noir version, but no trailers. Yeah. I actually miss trailers.
Don't you?
I know that they're glorified commercials, but
they get you amped up and interested.
But there are trailers on the movie, but they're all Logan trailers.
Yeah, they don't show trailers
Yeah, they don't show anything. And it's sad because it's Fox, and I'm kind of curious what else they would have released in that. Anyway, yeah, that's it for trailers. So.
That's sad. I mean, I guess we're getting into it then, huh?
Let's dive into it.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this movie is amazing. 20 out of 20. Goodbye. Marvel flip, and we fade up to Logan on the ground, or is he sleeping? And the first word he says is, it's rated R, guys. Did you get it? We're doing a rated R movie, guys.
To be fair.
Yeah.
That is very much a Logan line.
Yes, and I'm glad they did a rated R movie. I was so skeptical when I first saw it. It's like, they don't need to. It's just doing it because Deadpool. No, it fits him so well. But we meet Logan. He's older now. I think the script said he's 170 years old now.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I didn't catch it.
He's old.
He would have to be in over 100 though. I think he was born in the 1800s or something.
Was it? Yeah, Civil War, right? Because I think
Civil War, yeah.
the shitty movie that we did that intro, he was going through all the wars. So yeah.
So Civil War is 1861 to 1865.
Well, yeah, we get Logan, guys. He's older, he's rugged, he's slower, and he's getting into a fight automatically because his car's getting jacked, yada yada yada. And we see that he can't get his claws out as fast, man. You know, male impotency. He's he's old and wore down, and he kills people. Bloody fight, yada yada yada.
So, I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw this scene again, I was still shocked at how brutal it was. I was like, I forgot how violent this was.
Get out of my head, because he has knives as his weapon, so of course it's gonna be brutal. But when you see him going through people's heads and just going through their limbs and just
the one that sticks out to me, he stabs a guy under his chin. And you can see the claws through the mouth.
Yes.
I was like, wow, I forgot how brutal this movie is.
And this movie does not flinch from showing you that claws going through the face and up to the scroll. It's like,
I'm like, is this the Wolverine we should have had?
Right?
Where was this Wolverine at?
Like, he's getting shot, he's getting bloody, he don't care. It is so brutal. And like the amount of headshots he does in this movie is like, I don't need to see this. So he's getting his car jacked, he kills people. And he's wasting out like a limo driver kind of. So he's earning cash.
So another thing that I liked about this is that even though he's still beat up and stuff like that, and his healing factor's not working, he's just so used to being this guy that he would rather take a gunshot wound than let a bullet hit his limo.
Yes. Yeah, because he was like talking him down, like, you can shoot me, but the second they shoot his limo, that's when he goes quote unquote berserker, right?
He dives in front of a bullet to stop it from hitting his car.
That's his business and livelihood, and he's short on cash.
I know, I get it, but still.
He can take the hit. His car can't. Oh, man. But Logan's like limo driver because he's trying to earn some extra money. Why? Because when we get to it, he gets to his hideout in Mexico because he limo drives around the border.
Yes.
And right now at the border in this timeline, it's very vague, but there's some there's border issues going on. Shocker. And so there's that. We don't know the political climate really.
No, we don't know the political climate, but what we do know is that mutants don't really exist anymore. There hasn't been a new mutant in 20 years.
29 years.
29 years. And every other mutant, I guess, has been murdered.
Yeah, they're dying off. Well, if it happens, he said it later on in the movie, the bad guy says they were experimenting on mutants and they kind of wiped them out by accident, quote unquote, which is like a side effect, I guess.
Well, it was also implied that Caliban was helping hunt them down.
Yes. And Caliban is, when we get to it, he is Wolverine's partner, because him and Caliban are both trying to help Charles and just live and try to survive through this hellscape of for mutants.
Yes.
And Charles is an old rickety man, kind of dementia, kind of senile, just losing his mind, can't control it anymore. He has some seizures once in a while, which kind of everybody up around him because he's a telepath.
This is an interesting story.
It really is.
It's like, what would happen to an incredibly powerful telepath if he gets dementia?
He can't control his powers anymore.
And he can't control his power. Yeah, it's like, wow, that is really an interesting story to tell.
Yeah, and later in the movie, the bad guy says, yeah, they classify him as like a weapon of mass destruction now because of this. It's like yeah, they would, wouldn't they?
It's definitely.
It's so good.
Yes.
It's so good. And then it's because you see Charles in a state. I didn't know I cared about that character until I saw him like this. Like, oh no. It's like seeing your dad or your grandpa going away. Like, no.
It definitely, and that's another thing. This movie does feel like a messed up family film.
Yeah. And it points to this movie like it knows who it has. It has Charles and it has Logan. It knows the value of people have connected to them. So it's like, we're going to focus on these guys. Any other mutants we throw in there are going to be the kids, and that's it. We're not going to throw Magneto or anyone else in to distract. We're going to focus on these guys and make you feel for them. It's like, it works.
Yeah, and like, here's another thing. Like, Wolverine and Professor have always felt close, but they never felt like Professor X was his dad.
Yes.
In the other films. But in this movie, it felt like, yeah, this is my dad and he's my son, and this is a messed up situation, but we're doing all we can for each other, and Wolverine will throw the world away to help Professor Xavier.
It's so good. And there's story in the first movie. Is to start off with Logan need help. Professor helps him. Now the role's reserved first. Like, now Logan's the one helping Professor on his way out. Like, this is good. This is poetry, guys. I don't hate the X-Men series, but
you know what it is?
Yeah.
You know what it is? James Mangold and Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart know the movies. They know the lore and are passionate about it because everything is an homage to something.
Yes.
And it's there's a lot of things in the wikis talk about. This is an homage to different movies and stuff, but it is also an homage to the history of the series.
To the series, and it's a good outing to the fans too, and
for the characters.
Yes. That
they were and what they will be.
Yes.
So it's very good, and honestly, it feels
it's crafted with so much care. This fucking movie.
It almost feels like an Elseworld story.
Yeah. Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, this isn't the future that happened in Days in Future Past.
Yes.
It feels like the future that happened at the end of the X-Men trilogy.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's true, but that's what it feels like.
I guess no, because I guess Days of Future Past does reset the timeline, so this could be the future for that series.
It could be. Yeah. It could be, too. That's just a very bleak future if it is.
Oh, which is even better because they tried fixing it and it's still shit. Like,
yeah, exactly. So it's like, and you get the best version of the X-Men's in the fix version where everything's supposed to be, on track, and then it turns to crap again. You just don't have Sentinels turning everybody bad.
It's so good. Man. I don't want to kiss this movie's ass the whole time, but I guess we're going to.
It deserves it, though.
It does. I wanted not to like it, so I thought it was like an okay movie when I saw it, but whoa.
No, it's wow.
The actors chew this fucking movie up. And
a lot of the other reviewers have said this is the greatest superhero movie of all time.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that, but it's up there.
It says it did what it did really well.
Yes.
And I think it's on par with some of the best out there.
Oh, yeah. This is definitely one of the best.
Yes. I can see how someone could argue it's the best, but let's say it's the best rated R superhero movie. How about that?
Yeah, I've only seen the Deadpool's in this one. I have to actually see the Joker, even though I'm going to hate it.
Yeah, I don't think the Joker's nowhere near as good as
this. But I can't make that judgment until I actually see that movie.
I'll say it. This is the best rated R superhero movie there can be.
Okay. But I'm going into that movie already biased and not wanting to see it.
As you should.
But objectively, I can't make that choice.
Yeah. So anyway, Logan and Caliban are just taking their caretakers for Professor X. That's so sad. And I don't know if they mentioned the wiki, but I heard this a while back. The place to keep the Professor X in, that big dome, it's reminiscent of Cerebro with all the holes in it. Did you pick up on that?
Yeah, it looks like Cerebro, but that's not in the wiki at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I just actually thought it might have been the remnants of Cerebro.
It could have been, but I know they did that just to
because in the newest ones, wasn't it the newest ones that they build that cylinder thing that looks like that?
Ooh.
In First Class,
probably,
because I think it looks like that. I can't remember.
Possibly, because that timeline's so everywhere, I couldn't tell you what happened when it happened, how it happened.
Yeah.
But anyways, so Charles needs medicine. He needs some kind of dementia medicine. Yada, yada, yada. Logan and Caliban have their talk. Caliban and Wolverine they hate each other kind of. They're just the odd couple. They just do the thing together because they're the last of their kind. And
Caliban wants to help, but Wolverine doesn't want help.
Yeah, it's just because he's so used to being. Because Charles is a real family. He thinks. Although when the moment where the guy comes I'll kill Caliban, he's like, no, I liked him.
Well, no, I don't think it was that. I think it was more along the line is when someone who is stubborn and a loner, who does things on his own, they lash out against people who try to help.
Yes.
And that's exactly what this was.
Yes. And
Wolverine relies on alcohol to get him through his days these days.
And it's probably also him coming to terms of who he is now. He used to be an untouchable, unkillable, not slow machine. Right. Now he's aging. He's
well, no, it's not that he's aging.
He's poisoned.
He's poisoned from the adamantium.
Yes, it's slowly killing him.
Yes.
Which is poetic. It makes sense.
Yes. Which, though...
It's done to death with a lot of things, too.
No, it's wouldn't there be a cure for that? I don't know. Just feels... We're in the future, right? They got robotics and shit.
But, if there'd be a cure if adamantium wasn't everything. And maybe the scientists who are experimenting later on in the movies do have a thing for it, but they're not going to tell him that.
Yeah, maybe.
They know they can't sway him. Why would they give him a cure? They got a clone of him. They're good.
But I don't even think he's going out of his way to like get it diagnosed.
That it goes back to your thing. He's stubborn.
Yeah. It's like because when he is at a doctor, he's like, I'm not going to a hospital. I know it's killing me.
Yeah, exactly.
Like so, it's like he's just assuming. So maybe it's very curable,
or maybe he knows Professor X going out and like Professor X is his last thing connected to his past. Like I don't want to live longer than I have to and make new connections and go through this shit again.
Maybe
Professor's out.
But,
I'm
like,
out. Who knows?
Here's another thing. Even if this thing's poisoning him, right, and it's killing him, right? Can't they just need something to kick in his healing factor to overtake that? So because like that's the whole point of a healing factor, to overcome all these things. Yeah. So like all you need is to really shock that into overdrive, and I'm sure it would cure it.
Well, I guess he does that steroid stuff later in the movie, and it's kind of that, but
like why? Like I get prolonged exposure to.
Yeah. There's a lot of things in this movie I'll say they do for just to make the movie go on.
Yeah, I know.
But
I don't know.
It could be that too, for sure.
And maybe it's just he is getting old.
Yeah, he's like, I lived 170 years. I did everything I could to fix the future, and this is what the future is. F it.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a few little plot contrivances.
For sure. Yeah, and I thought the same thing too. Like you could try to help yourself, but yeah. Loses
that wouldn't be very Western. No,
that's true. Stop smoking and drinking. Nah,
we're good.
That's not killing me, Doc. Although I like that because he does want to, like Calvin points out, you're going blind, bro. Just get some glasses. He does do it, so he's like he does care about stuff a little bit.
Yeah, but
I guess enough to keep himself going while Professor X.
He kind of needs to be able to see.
Yeah, does he have like super sense? Can't he smell stuff too? Unless that's fading too. Who knows?
I don't know. They don't really explain it. But like even going back to the glasses thing, like. He does put on glasses, and I just like the line where Professor X says, I like those glasses. They make you look younger.
Yes.
And it's just like, you just get an automatic feel for what these guys have been going through for a long time. And yes, it's shit, but they care about each other, you know?
Yes. And they care. And God, since day one, Professor X cared about him.
Yeah, I know, but this goes beyond that because, they literally have no one left but each other. Yep. So it was just such a good choice to pick Professor X. It's like
who else would you pick, right? Jean Grey? No.
Like I don't know if that's from the Old Man comics. There's too many of them for me to really research into.
Oh, actually, did you read them?
No, but I don't think so. I think it's just Logan by himself, but this was inspired by that series. But like just to pick these two and just put them together was a brilliant move.
It really was. Put them together and to like get what they got out of them too. Can't ask for anything better. Like you said beforehand. Like if it wasn't these two and these two actors, this movie would have fallen so hard.
Yes, I agree. But like I'm just scanning the wiki page for Old Man Logan, and I'm seeing names like Magneto, Doctor Doom, Red Skull.
Yeah, no.
Hulk, Hawkeye. You know, it's like it's not the same.
Not at all.
It's just the inspiration of it.
Exactly.
And it's definitely like Old Man Logan definitely looks like it's comic booky, where this is very much not a comic book movie.
No, this is a movie.
Other than you know, Claws killing 1,000 people in it.
Yes,
that's really the only comic book thing. Oh, and the psychic bomb thing.
Yeah. So anyway, Logan does work to get money, and one clientele he picks up, she's looking for her. Her name's Gabriella, and her thing is, "Hey, Logan, this kid here, we got a mission for you. We'll pay you X amount of money to do it. Help us." He's like, "Nah. Don't know who you are. Don't know how you found me." Because he's unhiding, but they all knew it was Wolverine. Don't know how you did yada. But somehow he gets back to her because he wants the money really badly. Because because he goes back to her because.
Wrong.
Well, the guys find him, right?
Here's what happened. He's in the middle of a job, and she approaches him, and he's like, "No, go away." Then he gets a call on his app to pick up a person, and he drives there, and it was her.
Say it again.
He's essentially an Uber driver.
Yeah.
So he's got an app.
Yes.
And the customer that summoned her was Gabrielle. That's why he went to the hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't just go there because he wanted the money. He go there because she.
No, that's what I said
for
first.
him.
But after that, after he leaves her, he gets visited by the next guy, bad.
Right.
Whatever his name is. What's his name? Riker?
No, Riker is
the shit.
That's the bad guy from the second movie.
What the fuck's his name? Pierce. Thank you. Pierce. So Pierce is probably he's like a hitman, bounty hunter, kinda. He works for a big bad evil corporation who do experiments on mutants, and yeah, pretty much that. Same villain as in all these movies, essentially. And he's on a hunt, not for Logan, not for Professor X, but for the lady who caught Logan. Why? Because she is taking a girl who's a mutant, guys, to the border, and he wants that little girl back. And that's the whole thing.
X-23.
She's X-23, a.k.a. Logan's daughter.
Well, technically, all the kids are X-23.
Oh, really?
But in the movie, it is.
Why is that?
Because that's just that phase of the experiment.
Oh. What's Logan, then? That's X1? X?
I think he's X1 or earlier ones, yes.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's a comic thing or a movie thing, but they specifically explain that in the movie that they're all X-23.
Oh, it's like their generation.
Yes, but like her in the comics, I think she's just X-23 because I think it's only just like, if I remember her story, because I reviewed these comics of her origin, and it's just her. I think they created from
That's what I thought.
Wolverine's thing. Yeah, it was just her. So she's just X-23 in the comics. There's only one of her.
Okay.
They were going to make more, but she stops it from happening when she escapes.
Sick. Nice. So anyways, yeah, Pierce wants the girl. He wants to go to Logan to get the girl.
Oh, just for the record, I did not read the X-23 comics in preparation for this, but I did review them on an earlier podcast. So that's how I know.
That's fair. So now Logan's scared, so he goes back to the girl. He's like, hey, what'd you do to me? But, oh, she's dead. What happened? And oh, there was ransacked. So he can't find the girl. So he goes back to Professor X, like, yo, Professor, get out of here. And like, oh, no, he can't do that because the girl's in their car and yada, yada, yada. Which brings the whole group back. There's a lot of stupid things that these characters do in this movie. Like, you think Wolverine be better at being, like, stealthy and not getting tracked.
I thought the same thing, too, but he's also old.
I know. He's desperate to get Professor X out, so he does. And so he inadvertently gets the whole bad guys to the base where he's holding Professor X. They find the girl there. That's when we reveal that she's X-23, and she's a badass motherfucker. And then a big fight happens. She murders a lot of people. Big fight scene, car chase, yada, yada, yada. During this scene, though, I was thinking to myself, so they brought all these guns, but they can't shoot her because she heals quickly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't no one bring a tranquilizer gun?
Because her healing factor would just overpower that.
Does it? Because it hasn't that worked on what's his face before?
It doesn't work on Logan unless it's like super, super effective, but it only lasts for a few minutes.
But that's all you need to get her at least tied up or something, right? So, and you think these guys would be like, have had that. So I thought that was weird.
To be fair, these look like regular Border Patrol guys.
No, I know, but like...
And the only person that seems to know anything about it is the lead guy.
So why does he have a gun like that?
So maybe they just happened to find out about it and had to go in a hurry.
Yeah, but you think he'd be carrying that gun because he's looking for her. And I know movie's got a movie, but you thought, like, I was just thinking, like, he would have something. Oh. So yeah, shootout, car chase. No, Logan and the girl and Professor X are on the run. Road trip happens. They get chased. Every time they stop somewhere, people get killed. That happens for the whole second half of the movie.
Yeah, I mean, the second act of the movie happens. Yeah. I mean, some of the best scenes, though, are...
Oh, it's great. I'm underselling it, but between the casino scene... Great. The family we meet up with.
The family especially.
I was thinking, like, I was waiting for a moment, like, to see, like, what could they have cut out this movie. And I thought that'd be the bit they could cut out, the whole scene. But, like, no, it's needed, actually.
Yeah, I don't think this movie, there's a thing really that could be cut from this movie.
And I thought there would be, because, like, this doesn't need 2 hours, 20 minutes, does it? No, it does. Because we get that family, and they get a little bit of character development. I wasn't really mad, because they're going to die to Logan's clone. And it happens. It's like Terminator. Terminator 2 comes in. Terminator 3 comes in. Like, oh, shit. Yeah. It's like, oh, my God. And they murdered the family. But the family kind of, like, the dad helps out. It's good. It's a good sequence.
Not only did they murder the family, they murdered Professor X.
I almost got choked up with that scene. Like, no.
And then the funeral scene for him, yeah.
Because Professor X is like telling Logan, Professor X during one of his big incident, which they allude to a lot, killed like 7 X-Men, right? He killed a few X-Men the big time he went crazy.
I don't know if he killed X-Men, but they just...
Well, they said a few mutants from the X-Men died, and one that...
I don't know. I didn't hear that. I just know that he, like 600 people or something died in the last incident.
And so, under his suppression, it's coming back to him. So he's been like talking to Logan, or who thought it was Logan. Like, I remember some things, I did some bad things. This happens have been a long time. And then he dies. It's like, no. He didn't even say this to Logan. He said it to the fake Logan. Like, no. And then Logan finds him dying. Like, it wasn't me. Like, oh my God.
So apparently, Professor X was 97 years old.
In this movie?
Yeah.
God.
And he had apparently killed 600 people and killed several X-Men the year prior.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because of his thing.
Okay.
Deep shit. So yeah. And yeah, the funeral scene, Logan's got to bury Professor X, and Logan can barely get some words out and just flips out. Man, it's hard to watch.
Like, we get 2 funeral scenes of 2 beloved characters, and it's rough.
There's a funeral scene in the beginning where Logan's at one, so I assume it was like a former colleague, I guess.
No, he was just one of his clients needed to go to a funeral.
Oh, so. Okay. But yeah, two funeral scenes are rough. Like I said, Professor X's. Woo,
yeah, I was like, okay, the Professor X one was rough, but you compound the Professor X in with the next one, and it's like, there's no way.
Now it's just Logan and the girl. She doesn't speak throughout the whole movie until this scene. She was only bonding with Professor X, and then we get some and so now it's just an old guy and a girl going on an adventure. We've seen this plenty of times.
Because Professor X was talking to her telepathically the whole time.
He was communicating with her. He was being Professor X, like, I can help you and teach you and get you on your path.
And I love the relationship between them. He instantly became like a grandfather to her. And it took a long time, but Logan finally comes around. And it's like, okay, fine.
We'll watch this again, TJ. So now the girl helps Logan go to a doctor because he's dying. He gets her to the place where he thought was fake because he thought it was a location in the comics that were motivating her and her old lady. And it's a bunch of kids there. It's Eden, I guess, what I want to call it.
So that was another thing that I didn't particularly like. His obsession with, like, it's in a comic book. This is fake, and stuff like that. But, like, I'm thinking to myself the whole time, wouldn't that be the best place to start up your thing? Because no one would expect it from you know.
Well, I agreed with him. I was like, why am I wasting my time doing this? Clearly, this is fiction. Don't do this, kids.
Yeah, but it's like they set this up.
I saw it as the people are trying to get there because they thought it was real, not that they set it up.
But that's the end place where they're trying to go was set up by, like, a mutant haven. But the place where the coordinates go, the kids set that up because it's only kids there.
Yeah, but I thought there were going to be more adults or something.
I think they set that up ahead of times because they looked in the comic and said, okay, this is where we meet, so we all meet here. You have to this date to get here, and then we're all going to cross the border. Yes. I think they planned this out.
That's fair. I guess that did happen. You're right. I guess like a communication between her and him, he didn't understand what she was trying to convey.
Right, and it just didn't make sense that she wasn't. Like, she didn't tell Professor Xavier that. Like, you know what I mean?
Maybe she didn't think about it like that way, I guess. Maybe she did. Or maybe also in this movie, like, Professor X and him don't really have a real conversation.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It's just, like I said, little plot points here.
So Wolverine gets them to that point. They're about to leave, and oh no, the bad guys got them there. Big fight. Kids captured. Wolverine's got a Wolverine one last time and murder people. He does. Kill some people. He fights his clone self. Clone self gets his head blown off by adamantium bullet. Love it. By the little girl. Great. But during that fight, Wolverine's mortally wounded. He dies. Little girl's got to bury her. Sad shit.
So the funeral for Logan didn't work with me at first.
Yes.
Because I get why they quoted the Shane quote as the thing, but it felt forced, insincere.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like, okay, sure, you don't know a lot about him, but it's like he dies and you acknowledge that he's your father, and you're going to quote Shane, and I get it, but, like, it doesn't make sense because you didn't do that at Professor X's funeral. You know what I mean?
And that was I agree. Even the first time I saw this, I thought she bonded more with Professor X, had less of a reaction with him.
Right. So it would have made sense if she did it at Xavier's.
Yes.
But at Logan wasn't even in a room when they were watching that scene.
Nope. And I felt they didn't bond in her second half as much as they should have to have her have a reaction and call him daddy. I didn't feel that they connected strongly enough for that, or it was deserved. Let's say that.
I don't think so. I think that was fine because it's not an acknowledgement that they bonded as much as an acknowledgement that they accept it. You know what I mean? Because
I'll give you, like, but I don't like it. I don't agree with it.
Because Logan's last words were, "So this is how it feels."
Yes,
which is a reference to loving a family, essentially. And it.
Wow, I thought it was death related. I didn't even pick up on him loving the family at all.
Yeah, no, that was the whole point of it. Like, Professor X at the house says, "This is what it feels like. It's not too late to feel this. This is everything." And then he's in his last moments, he looks at the girl who the people have been telling him who was his daughter. He finally accepts that, and that loving thing, and it's like, oh, so this is what it feels like, and then he goes happy.
He accepts it, but it just doesn't feel earned. That's all. I just think that, like, their section of the road trip, he's mostly knocked out and too tired and too not. He's just like, there's none of them connecting.
But, like, I don't think the connection was the point, because, like I said, in that scene, it was all about acceptance and her acceptance of what he is to her. and his acceptance of what she is to him.
I didn't get that.
I did.
I respect it. Like I'm not hating it. I didn't get it.
That was literally the theme of the whole movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Acceptance and being more than what you were, essentially, and accepting things for how they are. Yes. So, like, him accepting death that does not make sense to me, because the whole movie, he's like, he wants to die. Yeah. And then in his final moments here, it's like, okay, this isn't about dying. This is about this. And he gets that moment and it allows him to die, essentially.
I would be with you if I felt the connection between them. Or like if I felt what you're saying, if it was portrayed slightly better, because it was there.
See, like I disagree that it wasn't portrayed well, because I felt it right from the moment Professor X died.
Him and her? Or...
Yeah, him and her. Like, that slow acceptance of it. The whole thing where he's like begrudgingly taking her to this place, but he's doing it for her.
I felt it not when Professor X died. I felt it when he woke up after the kids guy. Like, he's like, "Where's the girl?" Like, "Oh, she's over there sleeping." He saw that. Like, I felt it there. That's the only time I felt it. His care for her.
No.
And
like,
she got him to the hospital, to the place. It's like, okay, yeah. I felt like she was just doing it because I have to do this to get to the place. I need this guy to help me, not because this is the guy I bond with.
Again, they say it in the truck and stuff, where she's like, he's here to help him as much as he's here to help her, because Professor Xavier is like, don't let him do this to her. So there's this respect for him, and she cares enough for him to do this.
Yeah, but that was mostly, it was like, that's telling. I didn't see it mostly. Like I think, like, if they would have laid down context clues more so, like, and when she first shows her claws and kills people early in the movie, first act, I think. If he would have got his claws out and she would have noticed that, I'm like, oh, he's like me. Like, it would show some interest in that way. Like, oh, I'm not alone and too much of a freak here.
She already knows.
Yeah, but to actually see it and see him get shot and like survive and like, oh, he's a lot like me. He's me. But like, not to be like, it's just like that kind of stuff. Like, have that built throughout the movie.
I think it was broadcast just more subtly. Like, she's helping. Yeah, he's unconscious a long time, but she's like taking care of him.
Yeah, because she's a good person, not because.
No, she's not. She literally went to a store and tried to steal Pringles.
Yeah, true. That does happen. Yeah.
So,
but, like, that's not bad person mentality. It's just like, I don't know better. She's good enough to like realize this person's dying. I mean, should probably help the dying person.
She would kill anybody that got in her way that wasn't Logan. She's already shown it. She almost killed that clerk.
Yeah, but like, I think she's only with Logan like connected. Like, again, Professor X definitely helped with that.
Like, I'm just saying, I got it. It might have been a little subtle, but it was there.
It was too subtle. It was too subtle for me not to be believable. It's not a bad thing. Like, it still works.
Like, I'm just saying, I disagree. I saw it the entire time. It was a gradual thing over the course of the movie.
I think it was gradual of the movie, but that gradual slope was still a gradual slope. Like, it wasn't like there was like, it was gradual, then it was like, I accept you. It's like, wait, that was a big leap out of that gradual incline. Like, what?
No, they accepted each other right from the beginning. Like, she's mad that he doesn't want to come with her.
Yeah, is she?
And then when he wakes up and she's gone, he goes after her. That's already there by the time you even get to that scene.
Yeah, but I just want it more.
Okay, that's fair. But I'm just saying,
it's not there. So it didn't feel
like that's what I mean. I got a completely different interpretation out of it.
Fair, yes. Nonetheless, the thing happens.
But the funeral, go back to that funeral scene. Like, it didn't work with me with the speech, because the speech felt like it was in the wrong space.
Fair.
However, where it did get me is she's going to leave and she comes back and changes the cross into the axe, and it's like, oh, and then it just ends on a Johnny Cash song, nonetheless, and it's just like, that was kind of a perfect ending.
I thought her changing it over when I first saw this movie was like very cheesy.
No.
And it still felt somewhat cheesy, but like, it's still good and cute. But
no, I think it's perfect, because he spent this whole movie trying not to be that. And in the end, he was still an X-Man. Yeah. And yeah, the X symbolizes everything that they were in this movie, and I think it worked really well.
I'll give you that. Anyway. Yeah. Like you said, it ends like Johnny Cash song. A good one at that.
You know what I also really like? Yeah. No after credit scenes.
I was waiting. I sat through it too, waiting for it. Yeah. No, this movie
ends where it's supposed to.
Like I said, it's crafted well. It's well-crafted fan service is not, here's the end credit. Here's a character you all know and love and should see. No, it's just
and I was thinking,
a fucking good story.
I was thinking with the end credit scene, what would they possibly put?
Like,
and nothing.
Like, are you going to see his claw come off the ground? Because that would undercut everything. Like, what can they do? Nothing, because it would all undercut the movie and the message and tones.
I guess they could have set up the next movie with her.
Nah, they could have, but then it doesn't happen.
But that's the only thing you could have done.
Exactly.
That wouldn't have messed up the entire movie.
No,
but I think it ended perfectly.
From beginning to end. It's just a damn near perfect movie.
Yeah,
it's just like there's nothing, like, if there's any studio meddling, don't see it. You don't feel like any studio notes, like, you gotta have Jean Grey show up. You've gotta have a Magneto referenced or something. They don't reference anything like that. They just allude to a lot of shit, but don't mention anything.
Mangold and Jackman had a vision that they wanted to do. And I think they gave Hugh Jackman a lot of leeway for his final story here.
And that's the thing, like, to end Charles and Logan's story like this, kudos.
Yeah, and tragic matter.
Yes.
It's not. They don't go quietly into the night, man. They go out brutally. And
even her last lines may be heavy, but they're not, like, overly profound or shit like that.
No, Professor X's last line is our boat.
Yeah, it's like, it's relevant to the story, but then it's not calling back to, like, X2 or something like that.
Right, and it's not like a long goodbye kind of thing either. It's like you could say this is like he's happy. He's dying, but he's happy. Yeah. He's envisioning their boat together.
This is deep.
Very good.
Yeah, Worth the watch,
without a doubt. Yeah. All right, moving on. What are you giving it?
Do I have to go first?
Yeah, because I don't want to influence you.
I'm not going to influence me. Despite its flaws and some things that clearly are here to make the movie moving, the movie's in all the best ways possible. The movies in it, just like I said, it just sends these characters off on a great note. The characters and acting and the directing, everyone should have seen it. Even the little girl, they're great. I thought she'd be annoying. She wasn't. Caliban, great. The bad guy, pointless but good. Like they were all in our lanes.
You need a bad guy. You just need a pointless bad guy to kill off in the end, really.
Even the bigger bad guy. They all did their jobs. Everything is just...
going back to that final scene, I know what I really like. He is, like, done. He can't do anything. So how does he take out the last bad guys? He shoots them.
Nothing crazy, no traps. Like,
he just shoots the scientist guy right in the head after he says he's killed his father.
Like, you killed my father. Like, the main bad guy's like explaining, just mid monologue. Blah. It's like, what?
Yeah, I mean, it was good.
And even that, like, he blops them and it doesn't linger on that to make a point.
No.
He blops them and just goes back to killing people. Like, okay, great. Like, you'll notice sign when you see the sign kid. Blop. Like, okay. Yeah, no, this movie, I'm giving this a 10 out of 10. I'm sorry. This is a fucking great movie. Because even the bad, like, the quote-unquote nitpicky bad stuff, it ain't weighing it down for me. I can recommend this to people. I'm surprised I'm giving this a 10 out of 10. Didn't expect it from this movie. Yeah. Perfect movie. Watch it. Just watch it. To you, TJ.
So, I agree. So, like, the only other movie that I can remember giving a 10 out of 10 to was Winter Soldier.
Okay, yeah.
And my definition for a 10 out of 10 doesn't have to be the best movie. It's just got to be the standard bearer of what I expect from these movies. Yep. And this is not Winter Soldier, but it's a completely different kind of movie. And for this kind of movie, this is what I compare every other movie like this to.
Yes.
So just like that, this is a 10 out of 10 for what it does.
Yes.
And that's what it's just that good.
Yeah. And we skipped over so much because this could be a 5-hour review.
Oh yeah, we could have gone. There's so much to praise in the movie, honestly.
Like him fighting himself, you expect to be like cheesy dialogue between him and himself. The other one just groans and months. That's it.
Yep.
Great. That's all you need from it.
It's just rage incarnate.
He sees his dad die. I'm even more angry. Like, this movie, perfection.
Yeah. It's surprisingly how good it held up. Honestly.
Yeah.
Because actually, we were kind of coming in and be like, maybe this won't be.
Yep. Like, maybe we're gonna have cloud of judgment because it can't be that good, right? No, it's that good. It's better than that. It's amazing.
You know what's amazing about this? This is the end of the Wolverine trilogy,
and then because that trilogy just got slowly better over time, right? Like the first one was
like the first one's garbage, and then the middle one when they're in Japan. We liked that movie, but it was fine.
And then this
one came. It's like, again, it still makes me mad that this is the quality we could have had.
Exactly. Like, how dare you end on a great note?
Yeah, exactly.
How do you give us mediocre shit to end on a great thing like this?
Yeah, it's like, screw you.
The nerve to actually put effort in your final story. Could have gotten this the whole time. But yeah, I don't want to kiss this movie's ass any longer. It's so good.
It is.
I'm just shocked. Like, when good westerns are done, this is what you get. You get the Good and the Bad and the Ugly series trilogy. You get this. And it's like, wow, okay.
Yeah, definitely worth all the praise that it gets.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch it again actually after this review's over.
I guess on that note, now that we did it, it's done.